Okay, let's just check out this little fancy foie gras shop and talk about Harry and Meghan a little bit. So, what's new with them? What did I see this morning in the online? They're talking a lot about Harry's 40th birthday, which apparently he gave an exclusive interview to the BBC about, and he said that the best gift he ever received was his two children with his wife Meghan. And also there's some speculation that he will not be spending his 40th birthday with his wife, that he'll be spending it with his guy pals. And so a lot of the hater channels are making a big to do about that. I don't know that Harry has actually said that he'd be spending it away from his wife. I think what he said is that his best gift was obviously his two children with his wife, and that he'd be spending part of his 40th with his family, and then he'd be hanging out with friends. But I don't know, for some reason that has translated to he's not going to be spending it with Meghan, and somehow that means something as far as their marriage is concerned for a lot of these deranger and hater channels. What else did I hear about them? So, of course, they are completely obsessed about the inheritance that Harry will receive, because his birthday, I think, is tomorrow, which is Sunday. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so they're completely obsessed about the inheritance. I'm not even sure. Was it 8 million, 10 million? I mean, quite a few million that he will inherit on his 40th birthday from his great grandmother. Okay, the Queen Mother. So, yeah, so there's that. And what else are they talking about? A lot of talk about Megan's bracelet. We talked about it already on this YouTube channel, because the message that the bracelet had is take what you need, right? And so everybody's sort of speculating about that. And I think it's a double-edged sword. I mean, it's kind of tongue in cheek, I think, It's like, joy and love and hugs and so on. But also, I think it's a message to the haters, because they need content from her. They need that from her to eat, literally, to pay the bills, to pay the rent, to buy gas in the car, and things like that. I mean, they needed to keep their jobs, to advance their careers. They needed to grow their portfolio. When you're Angela 11, you really, really need Meghan. You need to see her. You need to see Harry. You need content. You need to be able to get on your shows and spew your whatever you want to call it, your horse manure, whatever. But that horse manure is very, very critical to her sustenance, to Angela's sustenance. So Meghan is just like, take what you need, okay, you clowns, you whatever. And so people are sort of talking about that, which I think is very interesting. Um, what else? So we have the Kate and William saga continues, obviously. And I was watching, I think it was Murad Morelli, and he was talking about how Dan Wooten had accidentally exposed Kate and William, like their motivation for that documentary that they made. And he basically came out and said that they made that to answer people who were trying to say that their marriage was on the rocks, and also to answer Harry and Meghan. I mean, it's like we can do it too, Punchinella, Punchinella. We can do it too, Punchinella in the shoe, right? So whatever you can do, we can do better. So apparently, Dan Wooten sort of exposed that was the motivation for the documentary, and not really to inspire other people with cancer, or anything along those lines. So he was of the school of thought that all of a sudden, Kate and William are being thrown onto the bus by all of these journalists. Like something huge must have happened, and people are picking sides. And Kate is finding herself, not in a very good position. I mean, and William too, by association, because it's kind of like, the message of the video of the documentary apparently was like, bleep Harry and Meghan, bleep the press, bleep all the protocols, and I guess also bleep the monarchy, because, again, recall, as I said before, that King Charles and Camilla did not factor into that documentary at all. It was Kate's parents, her mother and her father, which they're her parents. But when was the last time we saw Kate with her parents in an official capacity, right? They're sort of like a sideshow. I mean, unfortunately, once she married into the monarchy, she became a part of that institution more than she was a part of her own family. And suddenly, it's almost like she's more a part of her own family than she is a part of the institution. She never even mentioned King Charles. She didn't mention Camilla. She was shown with her parents, at her house playing cards. Nothing at all with King Charles, who also has cancer. Nothing about Camilla. It really seems kind of weird. And if you really go back to when all of this weirdness started, Kate's parents had declared bankruptcy or something like that because they couldn't pay for party pieces, their company, and they needed a bailout, and no bailout came from the monarchy. Also, at that time, Kate was accused of, taking jewelry or something like that from, you know, the I don't know, some pile of jewelry that belonged to the crown or something like that. She was not supposed to be, only her and Camilla had access, and these jewels were missing. And so there was this whole big to do in one of these papers, whether it was the Daily Mail or something like that. Remember that, go back to that time. And shortly thereafter, Kate just completely stopped making any royal appearances. She stopped being photographed with King Charles and Camilla. The children are hardly ever seen with King Charles and Camilla. Kate has not been seen in any jewelry. She was out sick with cancer for nearly a year, quote unquote, out sick with cancer. And all kinds of weirdness started to happen. Kensington Palace issuing fake photos, and the AP comparing them to North Korea and Iran. And at one point, we even heard that King Charles didn't have confidence in what was going on at Kensington Palace. Remember all that confusion back before, Kate came out on the bench, saying that she had preventative chemotherapy, which was very similar to what King Charles had, which was very strange. The whole thing was strange. The same hospital, the same diagnoses, all of that. And then 9 months, she hasn't worked. She hasn't done anything for the monarchy. And then all of a sudden she comes out with this lovey-dovey video in the wheat fields in the sand, kissing up on William, looking like she was dipped in gold when she was supposed to be out on some chemotherapy like rage. And then right thereafter, the British media started to turn on her. Literally, Richard Eden and people like that, who were always gangster pro Kate and William, comes out with a cutting article calling Kate manipulative, I said, right? And that was just this week. And then he came out again and he said he's not going to apologize because people were upset about the article. He's a journalist, he said, and he's not running a fandom or a fan site, which is pretty heavy. That's some heavy stuff, because he was literally sucking the toes of this woman, literally, for months, years, actually. And all of a sudden, he's not running a fan site. He's a journalist. All of a sudden, he's a journalist. Think about that, you guys. So it's like insane what's been going on with Kate and William. They have stepped on some major toes, and that has to be coming all the way from the top. King Charles and Camilla. There is a problem, in my opinion, between Kate and William and King Charles and Camilla. That problem has been going on for an entire year. Kate and William quiet quit their jobs. Now, I said that from the very beginning. Nobody listened to me. Nobody. All the big channels. Oh, Kate is dead. Kate is this. Kate is that. Blah, blah, blah. William beat up on Kate. No. William and Kate are in this together. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. They have quiet quit. That doesn't mean they're not going to do anything. But they're not going to be front and center for this monarchy because they're upset about something. And it's huge. Whatever it is that happened between them, there has been a breakdown in the relationship. And that's why they're calling Kate manipulative, because Kate decided, you know what? You're going to throw me under the bus in this way. I'm not doing anything else for this monarchy. I'm out sick for a year. I have cancer. I have preventative chemotherapy. I don't give a crap. And everybody's going to miss me because everybody loves me. And this monarchy is nothing without me. Right? And you just watch, if I disappear, what's going to happen? The entire world is going to come to its knees, and it did. Right? And furthermore, I wouldn't be surprised if Kate got some kind of financial incentive to come out of her cancer quiet quit, right? Which will help her parents, which is why she was with her parents. And she's highlighting her parents because the relationship she has with her parents, obviously, to her, is more important than the relationship she has with the royal family. And they come first. And you don't treat my parents in this way. That's her position. She's sticking to it. And that's why they're saying that she's manipulative, because she played hardball. And it appears that she must have won, or she thinks that she won, because now she's come back and she made this glossy video and everybody is in an uproar. Anyway, that's all for this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.